Hello. So now that the camping season is coming to an end, I decided it was a good time to make an update on my camping gear that I have been getting throughout this year. At the beginning of this year, I made a video of my camping gear back then. I started myself into camping more seriously since last year, that I did a lot more this year, and definitely I'm at a different level in terms of gear and experiences on what camping was. At the beginning of this year, my idea was to have some basic car camping experience, and I think that's the most I aspired to do in terms of camping. But as time went by, I got a little bit more into not only car camping, but I got to go to Algonquin Park. So I got exposed a little bit to canoeing and portaging, and that gave me a little bit of an insight to how it would be to go backpacking camping as well, because if you are gonna do portage, you do not want to be carrying a lot of stuff. I just learned that, and that's something I like. The portaging camping, I like canoeing, I like the experience, but I do have to improve in that matter a lot, and I will talk a little bit more in that regard as I go through my gear. But it was a very good learning year in terms of camping. It's amazing to be outside in the outdoors. I would totally recommend it. Canada is really good. I just came back from Algonquin Park last week, and the timing was just right, but you could see a lot of yellow and red and all that stuff, so it was really cool. It's pretty exciting, and I'm looking forward to keep doing this next year again. So I will go through different things that I learned and things that I've been gathering as I camp and as I see that I need more. Hopefully you like what you see and can take a little bit out of my gear list, and this list will keep increasing. Like every time I keep seeing or thinking of something lighter, something cooler that I can get, either for car camping or either if I want to get my equipment lighter. So my list, my gear will keep changing, and I love gear, so I will keep doing this as much as I can. So I will get started with this, and let's see how it goes. So the first item that I'm going to talk about is this guy. So this year I was twice to Algonquin Park, and my first time was not a very pleasant one. That was back in June, early June, around Father's Day. And the reason why it was not a very pleasant camping trip was because of insects. I had no idea at Algonquin Park how bad black flies were. Like, literally, you cannot do anything. You open the doors to your car, swarms of black flies come into your car, they eat you alive. It's unbelievably annoying, and so I made the mistake of going there without some sort of net or shelter to cover from the bugs. So from the very beginning of the trip, we started bad. It was raining, mosquitoes and black flies were terrible, and all I had was my tent and nothing else. So we arrived on a Friday, and then by Saturday it was raining, and Saturday in the afternoon we decided to drive to the very next town, which gladfully it was a larger city where they would have a proper camping gear stores. So I was lucky enough, well, camping gear kind of take that with a grain of salt. But it was a Canadian Tire store, so I went there and I bought the first shelter that I could see. So this one turned out to be not too bad. I think it was around $180, so it was not bad at all. It is 14 by 14 feet, which is 4.3 meters by 4.3 meters, the area that it covers. And it's really decent. It's a big dome, and it's all mesh. So you have a very nice livable area inside where you can just do your cooking and do your eating and hang out in there if you want to. And you don't have to care about the box anymore. So this one is from Outbound, and it's a screen house 14 by 14, which is 4.3 meters by 4.3 meters, and it turned out to be really cool. This definitely is a car camping option. It's quite heavy. It's considerably heavy. It's not my favorite. It has a lot of poles that you have to assemble. Very old style camping tent design. Like you have to build these huge poles, and you have to pass them through underneath the top of the shelter, underneath it, and so it's not my favorite way of setting up a tent, but it was an emergency and it turned out to be a decent product. It doesn't have a footprint. I wish it did, but it's not a big deal. You can pretty much seal up the corners on the bottom, so it's not too bad. So it's a good product. I will, you can see in the picture just showing now. How it looks built up, and this was a lifesaver during that trip in Algonquin. So I really recommend to carry one of these things, because otherwise your trip will be miserable. So I'm really thankful that we got this on an emergency situation, but now it's part of my car camping gear. So if you see the first video that I made at the beginning of this year, I will set up the link so that you can take a look and compare how my gear looked then and how it has changed now. I've been adding a lot of stuff, and it's been really cool. I really like it. I started with just one bag, this one, the Eagle Creek cargo hauler. This is a 90-liter bag. The reason I got another one is because even for my basic stuff, my sleeping bag and my tent and stuff was not being big enough as I would have wanted. So I was not really happy about that. And also I had to upgrade my tent. I had the Marmot Limelight 2-person. Again, you can take a look at that on my first video, and it's a great tent. I really like it, and actually the upgrade that I did was a Marmot 3-person tent, which is the same model, just for one more person, just to have a little bit more room. I just learned that in terms of camping tents, you should aim for one more person. To buy a tent for one more person that you really want to have. Like, for example, if it's two people that you plan to go camping, you should get a 3-person tent. It's really nice to have not a lot more of room so that your tent becomes too heavy and too big to carry, but also not too small that you don't have room inside to move freely and to be too cramped up. So the Limelight from Marmot 3-person tent, I think, did the job great, and that was my upgrade, and I will go through that as I go through my bags. But I was just mentioning that because I had to get another bag just to make it fit better into my bag. So that brings me to I got my second bag, which is a North Face Base Camp Duffel. Duffel bag. This is a 132 liters. My original cargo holder from Eagle Creek was a 90 liter. It's a great bag still, but also I discovered that this is just water resistant. Last week that I was in Algonquin, it poured down and the bags happened to be outside, and they were totally drenched. And this one, water went through. Fortunately, didn't have anything important in there, but water did go through. So this is just more like water resistant. But this, the North Face, is totally a heavy-duty, ruggedized kind of Everest kind of duffel. Like it's really cool. Sometimes the material is a little bit too hard to handle. It's not very soft, but again, it's a trade-off. It's the ruggedness of it that it has to be rough in that sense. On the Eagle Creek, the cargo holder, I really like that it has a big compartment and it has two side big pockets, which I can use to put a lot more stuff. With the North Face, it's a really nice bag. It has backpack straps, so it's really nice to carry. It has latching points. It has side compression straps. It's pretty cool. It has also like two big side handles, and it has 4 carrying handles, so it's really nice and easy to carry. So I don't have any complaints about it. Well, just a nice to have would be, this one is just the main compartment, and it has a mesh pocket on the flap lid of the bag. So I wish it had side compartments so that you could put a little bit of smaller stuff in it. Like when you use the mesh pocket on the flap of the lid of the bag, it's fine. But if you start putting a lot of stuff, it becomes too heavy. It holds, I pretty much could take just this one bag and have all my essential gear in it. I have some secondary material here on this bag. Actually, when I go car camping, I put the mesh insect shelter, screen shelter inside here, and that way I'm always carrying 2 bags. I've been trying to push myself to just carry 2 main bags with all my gear that I need. So for example, if I go canoeing, I only needed these 2 bags, and which were carrying all my gear. And I was using a couple of other bags, but they were smaller, and the one was for carrying our food and one was for carrying my clothes. So but as much as camping gear goes, I was just using 2 main bags, and that was great. Still, I can do better for portaging. If I want to do more than one trip portaging, this is not ideal. It was still a little bit too much. I'm working on getting a new stove. I'm going to show you the one I have. It's awesome for car camping, and also like if you go canoeing, it's not too bad, but still not ideal to carry if you're going to do more than 1 or 2 portages on your trip. This is the Base Camp Duffel by North Face, 132 liters. It's pretty cool. So here, like I said, you open it, it's completely sealed. Like this one was poured down with rain one night. Nothing got affected inside. It's totally waterproof. This, like in that regard, is really amazing. It's pretty cool. So and I'm gonna go through the contents here quickly, and then I will show you the inside of the bag. Okay, so now I'm gonna go through the contents of my main camping bag. So I will start with my pillows. I've been experimenting with pillows for either traveling by plane or camping, and it's been a very long road in terms of finding the right kind of pillow. Right now, my opinion lies in that the ones that you can inflate, they suck. Most of them, like, it's really hard to sleep on them. Like your head keeps slipping from it, and you can never have a really comfortable position with them. So I really steered away from the inflating kind. I came across these from Therm-A-Rest. So these are like really cool. These are foam. They just unfold themselves like this. When you pack it up, it packs to a third of its size. It packs onto itself. So again, when you are going to use it, you just unfold it, and just you give it a little bit of time until it comes to itself, and it gets pretty fluffy, and it's really nice. The material is really soft. I also came into the realization that it's very helpful to have a tarp besides of your tent, either to have an extra area where you can either sit down or hang out if mosquitoes are not a problem. And like last week when I was in Algonquin, mosquitoes were gone, so that was not a big issue, but rain was. It was still raining, so it's still nice to have an area where you can hang out and you don't have to worry about rain, and you don't have to hang out inside of your tent the whole time. So I looked for tarp, and I looked into different brands. This one is I found it on Amazon. It's the brand is Paria Outdoor Products, and this one is called the Sanctuary sil-tarp, and it's ripstop nylon, and it's waterproof, and it's pretty much the material that tents are made of. So I really liked it. It's 3 meters by 3 meters. It's really awesome. It has a lot of, it doesn't have only tie points at the corners, it has tie points at different parts of the tarp. So I really liked it. It really provides a nice extra area either to put your gear in or to guard yourself into it. So that's pretty cool. I really like it. So this is from Paria Outdoor Products, Sanctuary sil-tarp. It has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8 latching points where you can tie in your rope to secure the tarp. I'm gonna put a picture of how it looks in my camp last week, but I will also put the link to it on Amazon. It cost around $80 Canadian dollars. So I really like it. It comes with 6 stakes, and it comes also with a lot of guideline rope. So it's a really nice tarp. I really liked it. The material also is really cool. The tying points are kind of reinforced. It will not rip very easily. Yeah, I think it's a very nice lightweight. It packs into this little pouch. It's lightweight, and it's a very nice tarp. I really like it. This is my Matador Free Reign 24 liter day pack. I love this one. I have 2. I use one every time I get to camp and I'm ready to go exploring and to a trail or something. I take this one out. It's an amazing bag. It's waterproof. The front bag is not waterproof. It's just water resistant because of the zipper, I guess. But the main bag is totally waterproof. 24 liters, and here it has the system that you twist it 3 times and then you just close it, and then all your contents in there are protected from the water.
It has two mesh pockets on the sides, big enough for your water bottles. So normally I carry here just my snacks, flashlight, a fleece, and my first aid kit, and my water bottle. And this one works great. This is my day pack for hiking. I talk about that on my first camping video, camping gear video. So I'm just gonna leave a link to it again for it. Here I have these lights. They are play bulb candles by MyPow. So these candles are pretty cool. I already demonstrated them on my first video. Take a look at it. They are Bluetooth controllable, so you can control it with your phone. For example, here you can see how it starts glowing into different colors: blue, green, purple, and it's really cool. And then with your phone you can just turn it on and turn it off. So if you are out of your tent and you're ready to go to bed, you can just turn them on, and it will light up inside of your tent pretty well. Now here I have my cookware, which still I just left 2 plates. I have these 2 collapsible bowls that I just got this year, so they are pretty cool. These are from Sea2 Summit. These are really nice addition to my 2 just regular plates. I have a Scotch-Brite just to do the cleaning of the dishes. In here I have just a cooking pan. This is pretty basic, but it's also nice for camping. And I got this is for having a toast. So you just it's built like this. So it's set up like this. It's set up like this, and you put your slices of bread here, and you put it on your stove. I just have 2 mugs here for coffee and stuff, and this one is just my cooking pot. It has this is from MSR, and it has some cutlery inside and some spices. It has 2 pots, one of smaller capacity and one of larger capacity. And this one, it has a strainer on the lid, so I didn't know this, so it was a cool feature to find for making pasta or stuff. That would be awesome. So this is from MSR. This is a couple of telescopic forks for s'mores or for hot dogs. It works like really awesome. You don't have to work with sticks or anything. They are telescopic, so they are pretty cool. I really like coming across this at the store. So this one is my my pump to inflate my sleeping pad. So this here is my sleeping bag. This is the Mavericks double wide 30 synthetic fill from Marmot. It's a decent sleeping bag. It's not the warmest, so definitely it's not like for cold weather. So but it's a nice decent sleeping bag. I like it. It's for it's double wide, so it's for 2 people. It's a nice bag. This is my big Agnes double Z mummy insulated sleeping pad. I just had one issue this year actually. It punctured and I had to patch it up, but it comes with a repair kit. So Luckily the puncture was not too big, so I was able to repair it with not so much trouble. This one here is my tent. Like I said, I had to upgrade from the Limelight 2 persons to the Limelight 3 persons. It's a lot better to have more room for 2 people. So I really like the tent itself. I really recommend it. But definitely, if for 2 people, it's recommendable to get a 3-person tent. This one is the Marmot Limelight 3-person. I will post some pictures at the end of the video so that you can see how it looks. It weighs 2.7 kilos or 6 pounds, so it's not too bad. It's manageable. Probably a little bit on the heavy side for backpacking camping, but for car camping is fine. And I would carry it too for backpacking. It would be like one of my heaviest items, but I would use it. I picked up also a heavy duty kind of tarp that I could just for general use, not as good quality. This I just picked up from Walmart, and it's huge, so this is just for if it's raining too hard, that you can put a tarp so that you can have a general area where to hang out and stuff. So this is not a big deal. Or also I can use it as an additional footprint for my camping tent, for my tent. So it serves different purposes. It's always nice to have an extra tarp just in case something comes up. Here I just have another mug from Hydro Flask. Hydro Flask, really cool. Some cooking utensils, like a ladle and a spatula, and 2 cups for wine or stuff, whatever, and a pair of thongs. I bought a fitted sheet just to put on the sleeping pad, and then that I could put the sleeping pad on top of it, so that it would be a little bit better. Now I'm gonna move to this flap. Here it has a mesh pocket. So I got this little hammer for pegging down the stakes, and it has a little contraption here to pull them out. So it's like $5, not too much. So that was very handy to have. I got myself some a good amount of paracord. It's nice to have paracord for whatever. I used this to set up the tarp. It was nice to have. So I think this is like 15 feet. So it's like 6 meters of rope. So it's always handy to have. I bought some extra stakes here for helping on the attaching a tarp if I need to. I bought an extra roll of paracord. I got tablecloth to set if there is a camping table. I can set this on the table. Plastic, nothing too fancy. A head net for mosquitoes and stuff. This is helpful for when you are setting up camp, and these freaking mosquitoes are on your face, so it's nice to have. I also kind of started to carry different sources of fire. I'm gonna go through them as I go through my gear, but this is one of them. These are waterproof matches. These are stormproof matches, so these are supposed to be like really waterproof, so it's always nice to carry. They recommend to have like 3 sources of igniting a fire, so This is one of mine, the last resource actually, the waterproof matches. I have lighters, and I have also my fire steel, which I started to practice more this year on how to use it, and I like it, so it's pretty cool. I got myself this at REI. It's a nice saw for I was able to use it for getting some for when you need to get some wood. So this is called a Pocket Boy from Silky Pocket Boy 130. So maybe this blade is it could be a little bit longer, but this one is not too bad. I used it a couple of times and it worked great. I mean, it's not very good for like very wide logs, but for little branches and stuff, it works really nice. It does the job, so I really liked it. Again, it's from Pocket Boy Silky, the Pocket Boy 130. So it's pretty cool, and it comes in its little carrying case. This is pretty much the interior of the bag. And oh yeah, I'm gonna show you here two kind of important items that I like a lot. Stuff sacks, really important. I recommend to use stuff sacks, they are really nice. And this is my thrunite. This is a new headlamp that I bought this year from thrunite. It's a TH10. It's like $45. I really like it. It has a firefly mode, which is 0.2 lumens. It's like really low, but it's nice to have a light when you're walking and you don't need a lot of light, or if you're in a situation where you don't in a dark area with other people and you don't want to wake them up. This is a very nice feature to have. 0.2 lumens, and it lasts like months. The battery, it has 3 different modes. You just turn it on and then let it press. You leave it pressed, and it cycles through its different intensities. It goes through low, which is like 13 lumens. It goes through the medium, which is 200 lumens, and then the high, which is 540 lumens. And it has a turbo, which has like 800 lumens, but I don't know why they recommend just to use in 10-minute periods the turbo mode. So I don't know why. I don't know if it heats up too much or whatever, but they said in the instruction book, it says that the turbo you shouldn't use for more than 10 minutes, but I didn't need it. Like the high mode 540 lumens is pretty much enough for what you will need while camping. I have my JBL Clip 2 speaker. This for camping proved to be like more than enough for what I needed for music. It's really cool. You can throw it in the water, you can hang it on a tree. Like, it works really nice. JBL Clip 2, it does the job really well, has nice sound, and it's not too loud. So that's pretty much what I also carry 2 or 3 sources of light as backup. My thrunite was one of them. The other one here's in this little pouch is where I carry all my batteries that my flashlights required. I carry another headlamp as a backup. This is from Princeton Tech. I have like 3 different modes. This was my main headlamp. Now it's my backup, but it's also pretty good. And I also have a hand flashlight from LED Lancer, which is right here. It's like 200 lumens. It's pretty bright. I really like it. So I carry 3 flashlights, 1 hand flashlight. This is from LED Lancer. I speak about it on my everyday carry video. Take a look at that. And my first camping gear video. I carry my Cyber Tool 34 as well, as part of, I never leave without this, part of my everyday carry as well, not just for camping. It has a lot of tools, screwdrivers, and I really love this knife. I have it since 2000 and I don't live without it. I have my power bank. This is my main power bank. It's 20,000 milliamp hours. It charges my iPhone like 10 times. It's also solar, so it's from Zero Lemon. It has two ports, two USB ports. It has a little flashlight as well. Never use it, but it's there. And it has a solar panel here. I never really waited long enough to see how long it takes to fully charge on solar. I normally charge it before I leave on camp for a camping trip, but you have the capability of charging it with solar power. And in here I have a video about it. This is my first aid kit. Take a look at my video. I go through most of the stuff that I carry for first aid. In that video, this I use for my everyday carry as well.
Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about my chairs. I got a couple of new chairs. I was just carrying a couple of beach chairs for camping. And they were not too bad. They were still on the small side, but still you had to carry them separately. And definitely they were just an option for car camping because they were out of the question for back country, or portaging would be like a terrible idea to bring those. So I saw on another YouTube video nice options for chairs and very lightweight. So once I got into different options, I knew that I wanted to buy the Helinox Chair Zero. The material is very nice. It cost around $130 Canadian, which you understand why. It's really light. The materials are very high quality, and I really like it. Unfortunately, I already had a little accident with it, and since it's too light, I left it unattended and the wind blew it off and it landed on my fireplace at camp. So fortunately it didn't melt, it just kind of was left scarred for life, but it's still functional, which is good. So that's a Helinox Zero chair. And while I was buying it on Amazon, I came across different alternatives, and I came across this Moonlence made in China, of course. This was $130, and this was like $30. So I was wondering what the difference would be. And yeah, while you can see the difference in the quality of materials, they both work really well. So I'm gonna go through both of them so that you can see how the $130 chair looks like, and then you can take a look at how the $30 chair looks like, and you can be the judge of it. So it's really nice. It comes in this camping tent pole technology, which is pretty cool. It's really nice and easy to assemble. So you put the frame of your chair together like this, and then it comes, this is your chair itself. So now you just put it on the corners here, and then here, and then here, and then you have a very nice chair. It's really nice. It will hold a lot of weight. It's just if the surface is not very hard, if it's sand, like it's a little bit uncomfortable. It didn't get wrecked or anything, which was good, but yeah, it starts sinking. They sell an additivement that you can put on the bottom to make it a little bit better in sand and stuff, but I didn't get that thing. So here you can see this is the part that got a little bit scorched by the fire, so it just lost a little bit of its texture, but yeah, fortunately the material is so good that it's still functional. So this is the Helinox chair. It looks, like I said, really nice. The aluminum poles are like really light, and it's really easy to assemble. Like you see, the poles almost fall into place by themselves. So it's a really nice chair. I really like it. So it's definitely now my chair when I camp. And now this is the low cost option, which is right here. And yeah, you can notice that it's a little bit heavier. The materials are not so light, but as you can see, the concept is the same. Comes with the poles, you just assemble them. This one you just need to see, this one swivels, so you see definitely differences on the quality, but here it has a couple of arrows that show you the direction that it should take. So same, you just assemble the frame. So here again, you see this is the other chair. So this is the Moonlence and this is the Helinox one. As you can see, they are both similar in function and looks. This one is just, you can notice it, it's heavier than this one. This is really light. The quality in the materials you can notice as well. It's a lot lighter and better, the Helinox. But in terms of functionality, they are both really good. So these are my chairs that I use now for camping. They are pretty cool. I like them. Okay, so now I mentioned that in this last trip that I made to Algonquin, it was not so warm anymore. So for that, my sleeping bag is not like the warmest. So for that, I tried to compensate. I was looking on the internet and I run into this brand Rumpel, which makes blankets. It's made out of the same material that sleeping bags are made of, but the thing is that they are blankets, not sleeping bags. And I think that it's a very nice idea because you can use it not only for camping, you can use it as a blanket whenever you are outside, in the beach, whatever. You can throw it in the washing machine and it's good for it. I think they have both as well, synthetic materials and downfill. This one is synthetic, so it's not as compact as I would expect it to be. This is for two persons. For one person probably it's a little more compact, and I was looking into it, and probably if I get a compression sack I can reduce it quite a lot still in size, so I might as well look into that. But the blanket itself is really nice. They have different colors. They have they try to emulate nature forms with their stitching, so the design is really nice, and like you can see is the same material as a sleeping bag would be. So I use this kind of like a liner inside of my sleeping bag, and this was enough like for I was covered for cold weather at night. Now this is more ideal like for car camping. Now I'm gonna move into the second bag. This used to be my main bag before, but now it's not big enough, so it's my secondary bag. Here I just carry a spare lamp. This is possible to generate power mechanically. so it's a nice backup lantern. An extra footprint that I have for my tent. I just learned that having bungee cords is really helpful, especially if you are setting up tarps and stuff. So here I just carry a whole bunch of different sizes of bungee cords, and they already proved to be very handy. I'm glad I did. I have them in this waterproof stuff sack. So bungee cords are very important. And then this is just for recreation on my own, and definitely just for car camping. These are my Celestron binoculars. They are good for looking at the moon and stuff. And I carry a couple of different water bottles just for drinking water, just a regular bottle. I carry my live straw bottle just in case. Last time I went to Algonquin, I was wary of how much weight we could carry for in terms of water. So we left, we were carrying like 4 big jugs of water. So we left quite a few of them behind. And so there was a point in which I thought we were not going to have enough water from a bottle. So that's not a problem. You can always boil water. In a rush, this would save the day. I love my live straw bottle. I know I can just go to the lake and get some water from there, and it will be fine enough to filter all bacteria and protozoa and dirt and stuff that's in the water. As long as there are not any viruses in the water, this will have you covered. So I carry this for if you don't have any other source of water, this will save the day. And I just came across this really cool product. This is just a regular Nalgene bottle, which by itself is just great, very resistant and good for drinking water and stuff. Smart and everything. But the cool thing about this one is the lid. This one is called the Aquabot. I will leave the link below. It's really cool. You fill it up with water, you pressurize it, you pump it in with this lever here. So you put pressure inside, and then it has here like a little trigger. And that way you have different settings for pressure water. So it's awesome for washing dishes, like if you go to the beach and your feet are all full of sand, you want to wash up yourself or whatever, you just adjust the nozzle and it will shoot a very strong stream of water. And if you take it off, it's almost like having a shower with this bottle. So it's a really cool product. It's really simple. I really liked it. I will leave a link below. It's the Aquabot. It's pretty cool. And in the lowest setting, it shoots a mist of water, so you can refresh yourself. If it's too hot, you can shoot yourself a nice mist of water. It's a really cool little device. I really liked it, and I really recommend it. So this is what I was talking about. This is my Coleman stove. I'm not gonna open it. I already showed it on my first video. Take a look at that if you're interested. I love the stove. It's really awesome. Like, it boils water like in no time. It has 2 burners. I love this stove completely. Even now that I took it for portaging, it didn't disappoint me. However, I do need to find a lighter solution for portaging if I want to keep doing that, and also for backpacking if I'm into that later. Definitely it's too much weight and it's not the most efficient thing to carry, so this is great for car camping for sure. Pretty much that's what I have in my main compartment there. These are just napkins, nothing special. A little thing to broom and swipe the tent and stuff. This is my little pouch with coffee, water flavor and stuff. Carried also in a stuff sack. Garbage bags, very important. And I have two of my Lucy lamps. I have no complaints, they are great. They are really nice, very nice to pack, and they provide really nice lighting at camp. Some bug spray. I have a little set of dominoes, a couple of deck of cards. Oh, this is, I just got this. It's a little knife. It's really cool. I really like it. It's from Mora. It's Swedish. It's the Light My Fire knife. The knife itself, it's pretty cool. I think it's very handy to have a knife all the time, and the thing is that this knife introduced me to the fire steel, so I was practicing how to start fires with this, and I bought another one. I have to go and pick it up from Amazon, but I like it. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's a really nice way of starting a fire, so I like it. This got me introduced to that, and it's a nice knife. It's not expensive, it's like $20, so it's a nice knife to carry. I got that this year. This one, I picked it up also like from Walmart. It's a little shovel. It assembles here, and here it turns into a shovel, or it can be a pickaxe as well. So it's really handy to have as well. It comes in two parts. It comes in a little pouch. It's nice to have a little shovel for natural emergencies, like going to the bathroom and stuff. You need to take care of what you leave behind. So, and for other issues, for other stuff as well, it's nice to have a little shovel. I picked up some multi-purpose soap for washing myself and dishes and stuff. Here I have my different kinds of lighting, fire lighting sources. I have 2 lighters and some fire starter material. So I carry that in this bag. I got a little flask. This is really cool, like if you want to carry oil or cooking oil or something, not exactly just for booze. I run into it, and it's pretty cool. I'm gonna use it like for when I need to carry cooking oil. It's a nice little flask for that. It comes with a little funnel to fill it up. Have a little cooking knife from MSR. Kitchen sink, I already showed this before. Some Scotch-Brites, and I got myself a couple of cheap radios. It's nice to have a little walkie-talkie just to if you get split within your party, it's nice to have something to communicate with. So I got these. They're not like, they're kind of Toys R Us kind of walkie-talkies, but they do the trick. So that's pretty much what I have here. On this side, I just carry propane tanks for my stove. And here I carry a couple of pouches. with extra batteries for my flashlights and any other electronics. The batteries are here. So that makes it for my second gear bag, and that just brings me to the bag that I use for my clothes. So I've been using this also for traveling. You can take a look at my video for traveling gear. I compared this with the Osprey Farpoint 40. But this one proved to be awesome for camping. The construction of it is like it has this plastic kind of ruggedized material. It's not plastic, but the fabric is and the material is ruggedized so that it withstand like if you throw it on water, or like if it lands in a puddle or something. It's really cool. It's from Eagle Creek. It's the gear holder. It's a 40-liter bag. It's really cool. I really like it. It has a lot of space. It opens as a suitcase, so it's really cool. In here I just carry my water shoes and my swimming trunks. So in a stuff sack, waterproof. And in is my layer proofing stuff sack. In here I carry a fleece, puffy jacket, my towel, a toque or beanie. It's all in here in a waterproof stuff sack from Sea to Summit. This is a 13-liter Ultra Seal waterproof stuff sack. So I carry that here, and it has backpack straps, it has compression straps, it has a nice shoulder strap as well. So it's a really nice bag. I really like it. Like for camping, carrying your clothes, it's and other gear, it's really cool. I really like it, and it will handle it. In here it has a pocket for organizing electronics and stuff. Here I just carry some wet wipes for when shower is not available. And here I'm carrying a backup for power. I have my power bank, my Zero Lemon power bank, 20 milliamp hour, but I have also this Gold Zero Nomad 7 Plus, which is pretty cool as well. It's another solar panel that you just lay in the ground or attach it to your backpack, and it has some carabiners that come with it. You can attach it to your backpack and you can carry it with you while you are hiking and stuff, and it will be charging your battery pack. So I have this another Gold Zero battery pack. This is the Flip 30. So I think this is good enough to charge an iPhone like 3 times. So it's pretty cool too. So it's a very nice backup option. It's from Gold Zero. It's the Nomad 7 Plus. It's really cool. I carry this as a backup for power for my gadgets and devices. And some sunblock. Oh, and I carry some charging cable for my iPhones, and I carry another one, just a mini USB for mini USB devices. So that's what I carry here. And one thing that I learned how to use this gear, and I was very it was exciting to learn how to use this. I took a little course on how to read topographic maps and how to use a compass, and it's really fun. I really like it, and it proved out to be very useful now that I was in Algonquin. I didn't know. I thought it was going to be just for fun, but it did tell us where to go when we needed it, so it was really cool. This is just a Suunto compass with adjustable declination. It's really cool. I really like it. It's pretty basic, but it's all you need. So carry my compass here. Now I also try to get a map of wherever I go. This is from the Algonquin Park, so I try to carry one of those whenever I need it. So I guess that's it. That's my updated gear that I ended up using this year. The camping season is winding down now, so it was a very nice first year for me that I got into camping. I did more than I thought that I would do. Canoeing was a nice experience. I do need to improve my skills canoeing and portaging, but it's definitely something that I want to keep doing. And also I already have in my mind gear that I know I have to go lighter. Most of the camping I want to do is car camping, so I think I'm pretty much set in terms of gear for that. It's just a matter of thinking if I want to do a little bit more of backcountry camping, that I should get a few more options for gear. It will be interesting to see how I get more into backcountry camping next year, and also winter camping if I get into that at some point. So so far that's my updated gear list. I hope you liked it. I hope you found something useful that you like and are willing to try yourselves. So I will keep you posted. Take a look at my other videos. My first camping gear video, you will see the difference. I had the very basic stuff back then, just in February, and I think I have a little bit more decent gear, set of gear now. And I'll see you guys at some other video. Thank you. Bye.